So y'all seen that? I pulled her guts out. Never pulled this type of motor before. They did. Put it in there kind of tight. That bad boy was tight. But I was able to whip it on. What up, dope people? Welcome back to Easy's Rebuilds, and I'm Easy E, and this is the place to be. So y'all see from the thumbnail, we plugging away at the Copart Chevy Equinox. I don't know why I want to say Monte Carlo, but I'm still plugging away at her because I've never pulled a motor from one of these. It's not as easy as it seems. I didn't even watch no videos on it. But I should have watched the video. I probably would have been able to help y'all pull this motor out. But I've just been plugging away at it because she has very low miles. I think this car had under 100,000 miles. If you're new to this channel, if you're not new, y'all seen the last video. If you're new, go check out the last video where we was up under the car seeing why the motor locked up. And now, here today, I guess I'm going to attempt to get the motor out. But I'll show y'all what I got done so far. And I had to get that window back up. So I had to put the fuse box back in. And I know y'all can't smell it, which is smell-o-vision. But the key was in the run position when I put the main fuse box in, which is over here, up under all this stuff, because I got stuff everywhere, trying to stay organized when I take this apart. And she started spewing out fuel. So I know the fuel pump worked. Got all over the ground on my pan. But this is as far as I got without y'all. So you have to remove your battery tray, which is your fuse box, which is over there. You'll need it to remove the fuel line, which runs from here, goes down the back over there, curves over. It runs and connects to the transmission. It comes up and plugs in right here. And they do that one. You know you're going to need some disconnects. So here's my disconnect. I was using the 3/8, but I could not get the one right here. So I ordered some Amazon specials and used that 3/8. That seemed to work, but I already had messed up the retaining clip because that one sits right there and it's hard to get on there when you have this in the way and it comes all the way down. So I ended up messing the retaining clip that holds that in place. But luckily I ordered them on Amazon. Dorman makes the retaining clip, so I can be able to pop another retaining clip inside this hole. Because if you see, not one in there, I took it out. So I can match it up and find new ones. Got to remove the exhaust pipe that runs from this side to that side, which is in here somewhere. Oh, it's over there. So you got to remove the exhaust pipe that runs from that side to that side, because you have two T55 bolts right behind that you have to get to. This transmission only has 6 bolts in it. You got 2 on that side, 2 on this side, and the 2 in the top. The one on that side you can access from under the car. Already pulled that off, but then you got that one right there. These 2 T55s. Then you got the one right there that takes the ground wire. And that's an 18 millimeter. They're all 18. And you got one way down there. If y'all can see that. Hard for me to point to. But let me see if I can point to it for you. Right there. Where the tip, well, where my socket is hitting. You got that 18 millimeter right next to your field plug. And I was like, well, this got to have a field plug for the transmission, because I put the shaft out of it and got transmission fluid everywhere. So I know I got to remove that cap. once I got this engine out, and see how you feel that bad baby. I do got transmission fluid. Now I guess once you put the motor back on and get everything buttoned up, except for the wiring harness, because wiring harness covers all that, then you put more transmission fluid in it. Had to remove the alternator. Unplugged it. Unplug whatever this box is. Those wires go with the motor. These wires stay with the car, along with your battery cables for your starter that stay with the car. But you got a lot of wires you got to unplug off the transmission. So you got to unplug that sensor right there, which is probably a speed sensor. Then you got to unplug your neutral safety switch. It's a plug in the front and a plug behind there. Then you got to unplug. You got to pull off your shift cable, because that harness loops under that shift cable. So you will not be able to pull the motor out with that shift cable in the way, because you got to get the shift cable out so you can get the wiring harness back over here. Well, that should look straightforward. I don't want to take off too much stuff, but I didn't have to do, because you're all ready to replace the serpentine belt. You got to hold the motor up, and you see the serpentine belt goes around the engine mount. But hopefully I'll be able to pull this out with no problems, because they showed you enough room. That's why I removed the alternator. Hopefully I got enough clearance. If I come this way and go forward a little bit and probably cock it one way, I know I can come over this way to get out of the bell housing for the transmission. There's a lot of room. Well, I got decent room down there to come this way. Once I remove that top part of the motor mount, I have to jack it up, and I'll see. Should be able to clear that once I remove those 3 bolts right there, because the 2 bolts are already removed from me trying to get all the other stuff done. But let's get these transmission bell housing bolts out. The engine. Hopefully the engine shouldn't drop. And get this hood off. I can't put the motor with the hood in there, so I might as well remove the hood first. Then tackle those bolts. I'll probably leave 1 bolt in there. We'll get those other ones out. So let's get to it.
I got nightmares in my head, I fear that the thoughts build up until I can't hear, that my mind fills up into a creature, and it haunts me somewhere much deeper. Anxiety, filling up every space, no privacy. And silently, it could build and build until you finally see, whoa, it's taking over, damn no closure, moving closer. No exposure, I just wanna be a loner. Some can't stay sober, looking over all their shoulders, like moving boulders just to get out of the home. It sucks, I've had enough, I don't wanna feel the stuck under the rug, all my problems that I shove. I got nightmares in my head, I fear.
So I left that 1 bolt in there. I started to loosen it up, and as you can see, I don't know if y'all can see that. We're going to get y'all in close. The engine started to separate from the transmission. That's what we wanted to see. And with everything unplugged, her main drive axle unplugged, she should roll freely out of my garage. I just got to be very careful. I could get inside, pump the brakes, but we have no power. But like I said, I'm going to attempt to get this motor out. Never pull one of these motors, I would think I shouldn't have to drop the cradle. Even though that's what I did at the junkyard to pull that motor. Because at the junkyard, you don't, like, obviously you ain't going to have the time to go. Well, you got the time, but you don't want to go through unclipping every wire for wire. So what you do is you just cut the wires because you're taking the motor anyway. And I doubt anybody going up there for a wiring harness for a motor, and you already got my wiring harness that I need that's going to be with this motor, transfer over to the other motor. And some brackets, because the other motor bracket different for the alternator. But let me get this car out of my garage. I got a mess up under it anyway. And see if I can hook this motor up and pull her out the top.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go! I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, got a filled up engine. In my thoughts, obsession, I will not stop, no, I'm never second guessing. I got a God complex, haters love to hate, but I never feel pressed. Got a lot on my plate, but I never get stressed. I'll take all the pressure like I'm acing this test. Tear it up like I'm Jason. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like a game I'm playing. Straight to the bank to collect my payments. No negotiations, it's my way, I was born impatient. And like a damn Freemason, I'll run this nation.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
I don't know how to stop, I just go till I drop. Whether it's working or shots, give it all that I got. You can watch me work in my element. Anyone in the way is irrelevant. You wanna cross me, cool, not intelligent, cause I don't forget shit like an elephant. Go ahead and tempt me, put it on the line and you'll come up empty. If I got time, I'm deadly. Never caught off guard, no, I'm always ready.
So y'all seen that? I pulled her guts out. Never pulled this type of motor before. They did. Put it in there kind of tight. That bad boy was tight. But I was able to wiggle her on out. Had to take off the... I forgot what it's called. But I had to take that off. Your ignition coil pack assembly. So that's one whole assembly. So I had to remove that so I can get extra clearance back here. Because with that in the way, it was hitting the frame of the car. Then had to about in. Well, almost got that. I don't know how that wire was. But I cleaned that up. Almost tore those wires out. But wait a minute, I don't need those. What I'm talking about, I don't need that. I'm wondering, should I change the O2 sensors? I see how much they cost, how easy they are to get out. Because I don't need that O2 sensor. I'll be using my O2 sensor. That's in the other motor. That look like it's in way better condition. Everything looks like it's way better in condition on the other motor. So I don't got to worry about that pigtail. Got to really worry about nothing. We're doing the oil pan gasket on the other motor. And checking out number 6. Connecting rod while I'm in there. And changing spark plugs and wires on the other motor while I got it out. Like I said, she's on out. I end up destroying that. Dropping the oil pan. But I didn't care because this motor is going back to the junkyard so I can get my core back. I got to take some parts off of it and swap them over. Because the alternator does bolt on differently on this car than the other one. Which they both came out of the Equinoxes. I don't know why they changed some stuff. I got to make sure all the pigtails, make sure the pigtails match for the alternator. Because I got, second one got something in it. Check this one. Yeah, they the same. So everything should be the same. So there's the donor motor. I think the donor motor came off of all-wheel drive. That might be the difference. And this is front wheel drive. So they did a different alternator for it. Other than that, everything the same. But this opens me up to working on my other cars. I'm dropping the cradle on the red one. And for the black one, don't know just yet. You have to stay tuned for those videos once I get on that one. But we got to get this one done. So step one is done. Get the motor out. Because obviously she is not locked up. So I get that motor in there. Get this motor to the junkyard. So I can get my $50 plus tax back for that core. For whatever core. That motor has 94,000 miles on it. This motor had 99,000 miles. So we put a motor in there with 5,000 less miles than what was in that car. And that motor ain't locked up. That was this run and drive from Copart. I pulled the motor out. Should have kept the transmission too. Well, I didn't need a transmission, so I didn't buy one. But y'all see it. She has no motor. And she wasn't all that hard. Didn't have to drop no engine cradle. And now I got to clean up my mess. Because I do work a full-time job, and I got to go work tomorrow. But I got everything organized. I got to just clean up a little bit. Obviously get this all cleaned up. Transmission fluid, gasoline, and coolant. Throw down some kitty litter. But I got everything organized. Put this back together. So with all that said, if you enjoyed this video as much as I did ripping out the engine on this car, learning how to rip out the engine, and getting it done correctly the first time, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, just give us a thumbs down. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know how you're doing. Share this video with your friends, family, and co-workers on your social media. It'd be truly appreciated. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to Easy E's Read Builds. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever we release a video. Because I do work a full-time job. Can't do YouTube all the time. Got to pay the bills, feed the kids. You can copy some merch at teespring.com. We take Cash App donations. We take donations on cars, trade cars, locally. If I'm interested, if I don't got too much money into one car, or I can't get rid of the car, but that hasn't been a problem with these cars. There's all links in the description area below. Go check it out. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And hit me up on my email. There's links down below in the description area. With all that, stay tuned and stay blessed, people. Deuces!